Emerging formats are taking over the landscape in a really interesting way. If you think about where we've come from, it's been mostly traditional spots, 15s and 30s on television. What we see coming out of the upfronts is this really leaned in experience across not just the MVPDs and the OEMs, but broadcast as well, where they're offering to their media buyer customers the ability to purchase against non-standard formats in a way that creates a unique ad opportunity and experience for the market.
Cory, Index Exchange has been really working as to promote itself and the idea of creative standardization to really deal with all this flurry of formats that you just described.
Yeah.
What exactly is Index Exchange doing with creative standardization? How are you innovating in that?
It's a great question. For us at Index Exchange, we lean heavily into the idea of standardization and what that means for the buying community. And the supply community as well. So if you think about where we've been, in 2003, roughly, I believe, the IAB rolled out the standards around traditional display ad sizes. So 300 by 250, 728 by 90 is giving people the consistency to purchase media across multiple publishers. What we're seeing today with non-standard formats is very similar to the early days of programmatic, where the inconsistencies around ad sizes and format, file sizes, execution across media owners has created a challenge for some media buyers in terms of scaling these campaigns. For us at Index, we're leaning really heavily into what's going on with the IAB, specifically around the Ad Format Hero Working Group, to establish what the future looks like for this. So just like we did in OpenRTB 2.6, we're leaning really heavily into the notion that standardization will unlock the true value, not just from a monetization perspective, but from a workflow, automation, and scale perspective for both buyers and sellers of this format.
We talked about creative standardization unlocking a lot of the value for advertisers and streaming TV, but the idea of there's so much uncertainty in the marketplace and there's so many choices from media fragmentation has created a whole level of chaos. How are advertisers adjusting their investment strategies in response to all the supply and all this choice and confusion?
Yeah, it's a great question. Much like we've seen in traditional linear as well as connected television buying traditional 15 to 30-second spots, we're starting to see advertisers allocate dollars across the full funnel of these opportunities. So non-standard ad formats are now becoming a much larger part of the media mix. It touches not just performance, touches not just brand. It touches shoppable, measurement, reach and frequency, all of the things you would think about wanting from your traditional spots, you are also now having the ability to do with non-standard formats. As a result, I think of the standardization work that we're hearing about from the IAB, I think that we're starting to see things shift into these formats, and we'll continue to see so over the coming years.